Do you guys remember Lego movies? I loved the animation style and sense of humor and the entire essence of Lego movies so much that for, I want to say, 2 years of my life, I walked and moved like a Lego character. Everything from the claw hands to the slightly bent arms to the straight legs. I even tried to change my expressions to be more like the style of the Lego movies. I have not been tested for autism. Thank you for asking. The Lego movie, awesome. Loved it then, love it now. The Lego Batman movie, awesome. Loved it then, love it now. The Lego Ninjago movie, I enjoy this movie. I really do. I loved it when I watched it for the first time when I was younger and smaller and more malleable in the skull area. And I still enjoy it now. The sense of humor to me is funny, although for a lot of people it kind of fell flat.
It's Garma Dork and the Dork Squad. You want to hear our new cheer? Ow, ow, OYD, his dad is bad and so is he. Booloy! Booloy! Booloy!
The animation, as per usual, is absolutely gorgeous. Just like the other two movies before it, you can pause this movie at any point and make this a Lego set. You can watch this movie like 75 different times and get something new out of it every single time because there's so many details, so many jokes, so many things happening in the background at any given point. It's just really is a work of art that I find genuinely beautiful. And Garmadon and Lloyd's relationship and their dynamic is really different and really fun, and I really enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun, and it's kind of genuinely heartwarming in some cases. But where I think its biggest problem lies, looking at it both from the perspective of a regular movie and from the perspective of a Ninjago movie, is the fact that the rest of the ninja don't do anything. Like pretty much never. They have a moment where they're mad at Lloyd, and the moment where they forgive him, the moment where they save him, and then a moment where he, helps them all get their powers in like 2 seconds by just telling them, you can do it, and then they do it. And all those things on paper aren't necessarily bad, but it's the fact that each scene with them is so short, and they're with each other and Lloyd for the entire movie. And yet, only in those very small moments do I actually see them interacting in an interesting or fun way at all, really. They barely have any lines, they barely say anything, barely do anything together, like, at all, except for the beginning and those few moments. And that might not be a problem if we're looking at it from just the perspective of a movie and not a Ninjago movie. If that weren't the entire message of the movie. At the end, there's this whole thing with Lloyd and how his power of green, quote unquote, is actually the power of how nature brings all of the elements together and like how he's the heart of the team and makes them all stronger together, which is a cool idea. In theory, it's about essentially leadership and how being a leader and helping your team work together is really valuable and important and integral, I must say, which is great. And that would be great if we saw that happen in any other moments other than those specific 2-second moments. The reason that makes me mad is that's the entire message of the movie, and it's not shown to us in the movie. We do not spend the movie in the experience of seeing them as a team, seeing them work together, seeing Lloyd be this force for them. He just kind of says it and is it for 2 seconds at one point, and that's it. And it's even worse if you look at it from a Ninjago perspective, because the ninja are the heart of the show. I don't know if you know this, but in the original Ninjago show, Lloyd doesn't even come until the second season as a ninja. It starts with Kai, Cole, Zane, and Nia, and Jay, and them wondering who's gonna be the Green Ninja. And they didn't have to do that specifically for this movie, but at the very least, they should have been relevant. Their dynamics with each other should have been a priority. I do not mind at all that Garmadon is there, that Garmadon and Lloyd's relationship is the focus, But the team should not be side characters comparable to that of random extras. I imagine that whoever made this movie or made these decisions for this movie thought that this could be something different and interesting, that whoever it was meant for would find it. And I think that's great for an original movie. But when it's an established IP, you really have to take into account who your audience is, because you already have a select group of people who are going to see this. It didn't have to be necessarily exactly the show bit for bit, but this could have really been great for that community if you'd put that into account, if you maybe prioritize the things that they love so much about the show, and the heart of the show, which is the ninja, their teamwork, their relationships with each other. And how they all help each other grow, both as individuals and as a team. That's what I thought at first, at least. Until I saw this.
This movie went through a lot of different iterations, and one of the early versions of the movie was a time travel movie. Lloyd and the other ninjas travel back in time to stop Garmadon from getting bit by a big evil snake that is going to turn him into an evil warlord. In this scene, we find Garmadon standing on this dock on the night before the big battle with the big snake. Lloyd goes to have a heart-to-heart with him, and Garmadon doesn't know that Lloyd is his son from the future and thinks that he's just a warrior from another village that's going to help them in their big battle to stop the snake. You see that, Wu? Rain has stopped. It will be a beautiful day for battle.
Oh, I'm not him.
Brother, I hope this doesn't sound weird, but do you ever feel like there's this invisible weight hanging over you?
Yeah?
Terrible. Sometimes I get scared when I see everybody's faces out there.
Yes.
It's strange, but do you want to hear the thought that bounces around in my head more than anything else?
Yes?
You have to promise not to tell anyone.
Yes.
The thought that I'm always thinking is that I'm going to let everyone down. I'm sorry, Wu. I can't expect you to understand what this kind of pressure feels like.
I know exactly how you feel.
Nice try.
What? Whoa, 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 whoa.
Thought you could get the jump on me, assassin.
Whoa, no.
Not bad, trying to get close to me impersonating my brother.
Calm down. I was just thinking that since the mongoose is finished, you might let your guard down a little bit. But not in the way like an assassin wants you to let your guard down, because I'm not an assassin. I just thought that we could play catch.
It's a bomb! I see this isn't a bomb, but I feel like you're hiding something.
I'm not. Well, I mean, I am.
Oh, and by the way, if you think that I'm soft, you're wrong.
I'm sorry if I did something to upset you.
I'm not vulnerable. Probably you are. I was just putting on a face so that you could let your guard down and I could see who you really are. I'm on to you, Lloyd. Whatever your name is.
It is Garmadon. Funnily enough.
That was awesome! It was funny, it was interesting, it was loyal to the original source material in a way, but also adding something different that the fans would have really thought interesting to see. Even if this didn't reach a whole new crowd, the people who already love Ninjago would have loved this movie. I want to see this movie. I would have loved this movie. What happened? If you look at other behind-the-scenes stuff, it becomes pretty evident throughout that the original plan for this movie was a lot more loyal to the source material, was a lot more loyal to, even if not exactly, spot on. I don't think it necessarily had to be like spot on canon in the lore of the show, but it seems like it was at least significantly more close to the source material, maybe even an abridged summary of the first 2 seasons. That might be why, while the Lego Ninjago movie came out, they changed the designs for the Lego Ninjago TV show to reflect the movie's designs. Maybe it's because originally they were planning on the movie being canon. I really wish I could have seen this movie. It's clear to me that the people who made this had a lot of fun making it. I had a lot of fun watching it. I still do when I watch back to it. I know I played up my response to this as angry, and it might have come across as maybe even a bit accusatory, like, what the heck, man? Why didn't you make just a good movie? Like, come on. And that's, I mean, I do sincerely wish the movie had done well, because I have a lot of love for Ninjago, and I have a lot of love for Lego movies. And so I guess I do wish that the two coming together could have been something even greater. But it kind of ended up being less than both of those things, which is a little disappointing to me. But that's not to say that what we did get wasn't fun for me. I enjoyed it thoroughly, and I still do. I think it should also be noted that we just don't know why this happened the way it did. This could have just been a purely creative issue of people making choices that we don't appreciate just because they thought it'd be cool and it wasn't, and that'd be unfortunate. But this could be corporate meddling, this could be crunch, this could be complications with the video game it was being made alongside. This could be a lot of things. There could have been a lot of reasons. I guess I just made this video as more of a cathartic experiment. I had thoughts of this, and I wanted to make something out of it. And I did. I really enjoy this little Lego thing I have. The idea of having a small object that I can move around representing me instead of just me in front of a camera makes me a lot less self-conscious. And there's a lot of potential for all the fun I can have with that. It's also pretty easy to edit. Look, I did this all in one day. This is a 10-minute video. I don't think I've ever posted anything this long, and I did it in one day. So, if not a Lego, some small object representing me, that's definitely coming back at some point. I don't know if I'll continue to do the man talks about media angrily shtick. I might talk about media, but in the future, generally speaking, I would like to talk about it in a productive way that, you know, helps add perspective or just share some kind of appreciation. Do something good, you know, with what I'm saying, and not just talking at you for the sake of talking at you. Or even if it's not something, some crazy educational revelation, just sharing something positive, talking about something I like, and explaining why I like it, or rather trying to share with you why I like it. That'd be nice. But that's all. Thank you for watching my little Ninjago rant. All three of you look beautiful tonight, or today, at whatever time you're watching this. I've got to eat dinner. Bye now.